Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Ummah Radio. You are listening to the Arabic class with myself, Abu Mus'ab. For those of you who are new, we are doing this Arabic course from the Medina Arabic course book 1. We're still currently in the first book. We last completed the end of lesson number 5 on page 32 in our last lesson. So this time, inshallah, we will be continuing on from page 33, which is the start of lesson number 6. A quick recap. We learned a number of lessons through the book. The very first lesson we learned was the usage of the singular masculine directive pronoun hadha, which is used for men and for masculine items, and obviously also used for someone or something which is nearby, and this is the word hadha. So we learned this right at the beginning. Now all the way he left it at just a singular masculine form. Now finally in lesson number 6 he's teaching you something new, which is now the singular feminine directive pronoun for someone or something which is nearby. So that is what the new lesson of tonight inshallah will be about. So we can start from here. Bismillah walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. Okay, just a reminder, if anybody has any questions regarding anything that we are doing in the class, if there's something you don't understand or something you need further explanation for, then you can send a question in via Skype, the Skype name being Ummah Radio. Alright, so to start the lesson, he says Ad-Darsu Sadisu, the 6th lesson. The word he gives is Haadhihi. Haadhihi means this. So like this woman or this thing. This, the singular feminine directive pronoun for someone or something which is nearby. So it's the feminine version of the word hadha. Hadha for men, haadhihi for women. So he says hadha ibn Hamidin wa haadhihi bintu Yasirin. This is the son of Hamid and this is the daughter of Yasir. Now the reason why I said hadha ibn and not hadha ibn Hamidin, this is what we touched on slightly in the past, but the actual lesson itself is still coming on later. Therefore I said we will leave the reason for this for a little bit later, inshallah, where it will be explained more in its proper detail and stuff at the appropriate time. So in any case, Hadha ibn Hamidin, this is Hamid's son, wa Haadhihi bintu Yasirin, and this is Yasir's daughter. Bint being a feminine word, obviously we are referring to a girl, so therefore we use the term Haadhihi, and we won't say wa Hadha bintu Yasirin, but rather wa Haadhihi bintu Yasirin, and this is Yasir's daughter. Then he continues, he says Ibn Hamidin jalisun wa bintu Yasirin waqifatun. Obviously if you're looking at the picture in the book itself, you can follow up what the text is saying. It says Hamid's son is sitting and Yasir's daughter is standing. Now here's one other point which he has not mentioned so far, but which I'll just touch on here as well. Words, generally you'll find them as masculine, and it's very simple to make a masculine word feminine. So we take the word here, for example, jalisun. Jalisun is a singular masculine word meaning sitting. So one man is sitting, ar-rajulu jalisun, or Ibn Hamidin jalisun, or whatever the case may be that you want to say. Okay, question over here. What page are we on? We are currently on page number 33 of book 1. Alright then. So here you have Ibn Hamidin jalisun, that Hamid's son is sitting. Jalisun is the word I'm speaking about, singular and masculine. Now to simply change it to feminine, because when you talk about a woman, you would use a feminine word to describe her. You won't use a masculine word. So jalisun is a masculine word, you would apply it for men. So in order to make a masculine word feminine, one single easy step you do, you take the round ta, the ta marbuta, and you add it to the ending. So jalisun becomes jalisatun. Jalisun masculine, jalisatun feminine. Okay, let's put it this way. Jali sun, the last letter of the word, has the dhammatain in the masculine form, which is the sin. But when it's a feminine word, again the last letter will have the dhammatain, therefore it becomes jalisatun. The ta marbuta now takes the dhammatain, and the sin will get a fatha. So instead of jalisun, it becomes simply jalisatun. So this is how you turn masculine words feminine. So here he had given the word, he said wa bintu yasirin waqifatun, and Yasir's daughter is standing. So because he's talking about the girl, he says waqifatun. As you can see, if you're following in the book, it's got a ta marbuta on the ending, which itself tells you that now this word is feminine. So waqifatun is you would use for a female standing, and waqifun if it was a man who was standing. So if we were to say they are both standing, Ibn Hamidin waqifun wa bintu Yasirin waqifatun, for example, or Ibn Hamidin jalisun wa bintu Yasirin jalisatun. As you can see, it's just the addition of this ta marbuta, and this is how you change a word from being masculine to feminine. So in any case, that's just a little bit on feminine words. Continuing on, he says, Man Haadhihi, who is this? Now, if you remember lesson number 1, we did a lot of Haadha, 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 Man Haadha, Ma Haadha, what is this, who is this, and all these type of things. So now, think of this lesson as the opposite side of the coin, where instead of doing Haadha, we are now doing Haadhihi. So, Man Haadhihi, who is this? So, when you say this already, the person knows you are referring to a woman. You're talking about a woman. You are basically asking, who is this woman when you say Man Haadhihi? So the reply given is Haadhihi ukhtul muhandisi. This is the engineer's sister. Al-muhandis means the engineer. So ukhtul muhandis, the engineer's sister. Then it continues and says Ahiya aydan muhandisatun. Is she also an engineer? The reply given is La hiya tabibatun. No, she is a doctor. Yes, furthermore of the words I was telling you, how to change masculine to feminine. So we know muhandisun, we did the word previously in one of the other lessons. Muhandisun, no ta marbuta on the ending, tells you it's a singular masculine word. But now you say in this sentence, Ahiya aydan muhandisatun. Muhandisun, muhandisatun. Same law like I explained earlier with jalisun. The last letter, which in this case is muhandisun, the sin again, this one gets a fatha instead of the dhammatain, and the dhammatain is simply just swapped over onto the ta marbuta, which gets added to the word. So jalisatun, waqifatun, muhandisatun, and now additionally he tells you tabibatun. We did tabibun masculine, and now tabibatun feminine. So it's very simple to make a masculine word into the feminine form. And here's one additional point as well. Another feminine pronoun, which is hiya. If this was a masculine sentence, we would have said Ahuwa aydan muhandisun. Ahuwa, singular masculine, singular absent tense masculine form, which is huwa. But now here we have ahiya. Hiya is the singular feminine absent form, like huwa. This is the feminine version is hiya. So in any case, that's just additional thing over there. So la hiya tabibatun, no, she is a doctor. To continue, he says Sayyaratu man hadhihi. Whose car is this? The reply given is Haadhihi sayyaratul mudiri. This is the principal's car. So here, because we're referring to the car, the principal, al-mudir, masculine word, but we are talking about the car, Therefore, we're using the word Haadhihi because Haadhihi is, we're doing this, and the this in the sentence is the car. Therefore, whose car is this? So we're not asking about the principal, we're asking about the car. So because we're asking about a feminine word like car, therefore we use the feminine directive pronoun of Haadhihi. So Haadhihi Sayyaratul Mudiri. This is the principal's car. Then he says, Ma Haadhihi. What is this? If you look at the picture over there, it's a picture of an iron. So he says, Haadhihi Mikwatun. This is an iron. Iron to iron clothing with. So Haadhihi Mikwatun. This is an iron. And that's the end of page 33. Moving onwards to page 34, he says, Liman Haadhihi. Who does this belong to? Liman, also something we touched on in the past. It gives the meaning of belonging. So Liman Haadhihi. Who does this belong to? The reply given is Haadhihi li Khalidin. This belongs to Khalid. Again, like I say, Haadhihi in all these sentences, because we are talking about a feminine item, therefore the directive pronoun will be feminine. It's not to do with the person in the sentence if he is unrelated, if we are not talking about him in particular. So here, Liman. Liman, because of the feminine pronoun Haadhihi used, we know that we are talking about a feminine object. So therefore, in the reply you see Haadhihi li Khalidin, and not Hadha li Khalidin, but rather Haadhihi li Khalidin. This feminine object belongs to Khalid. Then he says, Adarrajatu Anasin Haadhihi. Is this Anas's bicycle? Darraja means a bicycle. The reply given is La Haadhihi Darrajatu Ammarin. No, this is Ammar's bicycle. Haadhihi Jadidatun wa Darrajatu Anasin Qadimatun. This is new, meaning this bicycle is new, and Anas's bicycle is old. So here, like I always say with this book, when he teaches you something, he immediately puts it into practice. So therefore you can see him with the sudden influx all of feminine words, tabibatun, jadidatun, qadimatun, darrajatun. All these words he's flooding you with so that you can become more accustomed to the feminine words as well. So in any case, to continue he says, هذه ساعة علي هي جميلة جدا. This watch belongs to Ali. Sa'atun means the watch, or rather a watch. But obviously in the context of the sentence we say this watch belongs to Ali. Hiya jamilatun jiddan. It is very beautiful. Then he says هذه ملعقة وهذه قدر. الملعقة في القدر. This is a spoon. ملعقة means a spoon. وهذه قدر, and this is a pot. Qidrun means a pot. Al-mil'aqatu fil qidri. The spoon is in the pot. Now here's one further point. As you know, I mentioned previously that one way to notice that a word is feminine, generally this is the case, as you can say, in 98% of the time, when you see a word having a ta marbuta on the end, that round ta, that is normally a sign of the word being feminine. It's not a general unrestricted rule that applies to each and every single word. There are exceptions, but for the most part, a feminine word will have a ta marbuta on the end. But you do still get feminine words which don't have a ta marbuta on the end. And this I explained last time with the word shamsun. Shamsun has no sign on it whatsoever. Shamsun meaning sun. It has no sign on it whatsoever to say that it is feminine. Yet the word shamsun is feminine. So in any case, in this sentence, he says, وَهَذِهِ قِدْرٌ. Now if you look at qidrun again, it has no ta marbuta, it has no signs whatsoever to say that it is a feminine word. So this is something which you learn, as you can say, it is in the Arabic or Urdu term is mu'annath sima'i. We heard it simply from the Arabs that it is feminine, so therefore we take it as such. But the word, if you did not know and you looked at the word qidrun, it would appear as a masculine word and you would have treated it as such, but in reality it's actually a feminine word. So al-mil'aqatu fil qidri, the spoon is in the pot. Then he goes on, he says Haadhihi baqaratul fallahi, this is the farmer's cow. Baqara means a cow and fallah means a farmer. Then he says Hadha anfun wa hadha famun, this is a nose and this is a mouth. Now I'm going to read the next two and then I'll come back to this point and explain about it. He then says, that's the end of page 34. On to page 35 he says Haadhihi udhunun wa haadhihi aynun, this is an ear and this is an eye. And then he says wa haadhihi yadun wa haadhihi rijlun, and this is a hand and this is a foot. So to quickly translate the words, anfun meaning a nose, famun meaning a mouth, udhunun an ear, aynun an eye, yadun a hand, and rijlun a foot. Now these are the words in this sentence here, but the point I want to make here is, if you notice he said hadha anfun, hadha famun, then he went on and he said haadhihi udhunun and haadhihi aynun. Why is that? The reason for that is that when it comes to body parts, if you have one body part, then it is treated as masculine, but if there are two body parts, then it's treated as feminine. So you have two eyes. It doesn't matter if you are blind or you are deformed and now you yourself don't have a second eye. We're talking about now in the Arabic language. Those body parts which come in pairs are treated as feminine words. So because you have two ears, two eyes, two hands, 2 feet, 2 arms, 2 legs, and so on and so forth, all these words will be feminine. But you have one brain, you have one heart, you have one tongue, you have one nose, you have one mouth. These singular things, they will be treated as masculine. So this is just one quick point on here, and that is why you notice he said Haadhihi yadun and Haadhihi aynun and so on, but he said Hadha anfun wa hadha famun, because you only have one mouth and one nose. So that was a quick point over there. Now he goes on to some of the exercises, tamarino, exercises. Number 1, iqra waktub, read and write. And like I always say it every week and I say it again now, these exercises benefit you in the long run. So don't be lazy, take some time out and do the exercises, try your best, and there is a thread on Ummah Forum where you can post your completed homework in there. You'll find it in the Ummah radio section, and inshallah it can be checked and corrected if there are any mistakes and so on and so forth, because it's only benefit for you if you do these exercises. Because like I always say, as soon as he teaches you one thing, he immediately puts it into practice. So these exercises helps you to make certain you understand the lesson and that you are able to put it into practice straight away. So in any case, exercise number 1, he says read and write, and always read and write keeping in mind how the ending of each word will be, what haraka will be on the ending of each word, or rather the ending of the final word in each sentence. So number 1, he says Hadha masjidun wa hadhihi madrasatun, this is a masjid and this is a school. Madrasa, you can either keep it in Arabic and say madrasa, or you can translate it the English way and say madrasatun refers to a school. Then he says number 2, Man hadhihi, hadhihi ukhtu Abbasin, who is this? This is Abbas's sister. Number 3, Hadha dikun wa hadhihi dajajatun, this is a rooster. Dikun means a rooster. Wa hadhihi dajajatun, and this is a chicken. Dajaja means a chicken and dikun means a rooster. Number 4, Hadha ibnul mudiri wa hadhihi bintul mudarrisi, this is the principal's son and this is the teacher's daughter. Number 5, هذه أم ياسر. This is Yasir's mother. Number 6. أين قدر اللحم؟ هي في الثلاجة. Where is the pot of meat? The reply given was هي في الثلاجة. It is in the refrigerator. Now here again, like I say, the word qidrun is feminine, so therefore we treat it as such. Therefore, when he asked that where is this pot of meat, the reply given was hiya, not huwa, but the feminine version of hiya. It, this pot of meat, it is in the fridge. So here fi thallajati, it is in the refrigerator. That is the end of page 35. Moving on to page 36. He says tamarino. Exercises number 2 is so this is sub exercise number 2. He says ma hadha wa ma hadhihi. He wants you to look at these words over here. He'll ask you what is this and what is this, and you must say the words. So obviously when you like I say, each exercise helps you towards your Arabic. So when you are able to explain or rather give the answers to these exercises, then it means that you comprehend your lessons and you also are memorizing and letting your vocabulary grow. Because if your vocabulary is small, you'll always struggle. So in any case, this exercise deals with you looking at the words, because there's no words in here, everything is pictures. So 1, you must know the Arabic word that corresponds to the picture, and 2, you must know whether it is masculine or feminine. So in any case, he says ma hadha wa ma hadhihi. What is this and what is this? So he starts out with a pen. A pen is qalamun. Qalamun being masculine, so we would say hadha qalamun, and the next word is feminine, which is a spoon, which is mil'aqatun, which means mil'aqatun, which means a spoon. So hadha qalamun wa hadhihi mil'aqatun. Just one mistake I noticed. I skipped exercise number 7 of the previous page on page 35. Just to quickly read that one again. He's number 7. He says هذا باب وهذه نافذة. هذا باب, this is a door. وهذه نافذة, and this is a window. نافذة means a window. I got sidetracked by the picture of the fridge, so I missed that sentence altogether. So anyway, coming back to page 36 to continue with the lesson. هذا قلم وهذه ملعقة. Then هذا كتاب okay, the next word is قميص, which is also masculine. So هذا كتاب, هذا قميص, هذا بيت, وهذه ساعة. ساعة, a watch. This is a feminine word. Then سيارة, also feminine word. So we can say هذه سيارة. Then the next picture is of a window, which as we know is feminine. So هذه نافذة. Then comes a picture of a person's 2 feet. Now we did the word just previously, it is rijlun. So the law just mentioned as well that when a body part comes in pairs, then that body part will be treated as being a feminine word. So therefore the legs here would be هذه رجل, هذه دراجة, هذا فم, هذه قدر, هذا يد. Okay, I notice I'm passing by without translating. Let me just jump quickly through the translations again. هذا قلم, this is a pen. وهذه ملعقة, and this is a spoon. هذا كتاب, this is a book. هذا قميص, this is a shirt. هذا بيت, this is a house. وهذا ساعة, and this is a watch. هذه سيارة, this is a car. وهذه نافذة, and this is a window. هذه رجل, this is a foot. وهذه دراجة, and this is a bicycle. هذا فم, this is a mouth. هذه قدر, this is a pot, as you can say, whether you want to put your honey in or your meat in or whatever the case may be. Qidrun means a pot, and it is a masculine word, despite the fact that it doesn't have the signs that ta marbuta on the ending normally to show that it is a feminine word. Continuing on, he then says Haadhihi yadun. Yadun, like I mentioned, yadun being a limb which has a pair, therefore it will be treated as feminine. So Haadhihi yadun. And then he shows a picture of a nose. So we will go with nose here, and we say Hadha anfun. This is a nose. And then underneath that he's got a picture of an iron. So we would say Haadhihi mikwatun. This is an iron. And the word kursi, so we say Hadha kursiyun. This is a kursi. Then he has a picture of a fridge, and we say Haadhihi thallajatun. So thallajatun means a refrigerator. So Haadhihi thallajatun, also being a feminine word. Then he has a picture of a key, which is miftahun, masculine word. So Hadha miftahun. Then of a masjid, Hadha masjidun. And lastly of a star, which is Hadha najmun. This is a star. That is the end of page 36 and the end of exercise number 2. To continue on with exercise number 3, he says اقرأ المثال وكون جملا على غراره. So اقرأ المثال وكون جملا على غراره. Read the following sentences and make similar sentences, or make sentences on a similar pattern to it. So number 1, he says Muhammadun talibun. Muhammad is a student. We're working from right to left and not up downwards like this. So if you look on the opposite side of the page, it says Aminatu talibatun. Amina is a student. So what are we doing on this point here? We are taking masculine words and we are transforming them into feminine words. Like I was explaining how simple it is to change a masculine word into a feminine word. So this is what we are busy dealing with right now in this exercise in any case. And another additional factor which I mentioned just as a reminder point is that feminine names will never get tanween. So you will never have, like you see Muhammadun, Talibun, Muhammadun having a tanween. You will never find it with a feminine name. So Aminatu will forever remain Aminatu and can never become Aminatun. Okay, to continue, he says number 2, Hamidun Tabibun. Hamid is a doctor. Then the female one is Fatimatu Tabibatun. Fatima is a doctor. Number 3, Huwa Muslimun. He is a Muslim. The feminine version, Hiya Muslimatun. She is a Muslim. Number 4, Al-babu mughlaqun. The door is locked. And then he's giving a different word on the side and not the word bab again. So he says An-nafidhatu mughlaqatun. So like I said, whether it's human beings or whether it's inanimate objects, if you're referring to a feminine thing or a female, you will describe that person or thing with a feminine word as well. So you won't say here An-nafidhatu mughlaqun, but rather you would say An-nafidhatu mughlaqatun, because the word nafidhatu is a feminine word. Okay, so Al-babu mughlaqun, the door is locked. An-nafidhatu mughlaqatun, the window is locked. Number 5, Al-mindilu wasikhun. The handkerchief is dirty. Then he says Al-yadu wasikhatun. The hand is dirty. So wasikhun, masculine, wasikhatun, meaning female. Then he says number 6, Ashayu harun. Shai means tea. The tea is hot. Ashayu harun. The tea is hot. And then he says Al-qahwatu haratun. The coffee is hot. So qahwatu means coffee, and being feminine, we will describe it with a feminine word. So we say al-qahwatu harratun. The coffee is hot. Number 7. Al-masjidu ba'idun. The masjid is far. And then al-madrasatu ba'idatun. The madrasa, the school, is far away. Number 8. Al-talibu maridun. The masjid is far. The next one is al-madrasatu ba'idatun. The school is far away. Then he says, number 8, At-talibu maridun. The student is sick. Obviously, the male student is sick. Then the feminine version, At-talibatu maridatun. The female student is sick. Number 9, Al-hisanu sari'un. The horse is fast. Feminine version, As-sayyaratu sari'atun. The car is fast. Number 10, Al-qamaru jamilun. The moon is beautiful. And then on the opposite side, Ash-shamsu jamilatun. The sun is beautiful. Lastly, he says, number 11, Al-abu jalisun. The father is sitting. And then it's mentioned, Al-ummu jalisatun. The mother is sitting. So, abun and ummun. Abun, like I say, whether you describing a item or a human being, you would use according to the gender. So because we're talking about the father, therefore we would say jalisun. While when we talked about the mother, then we said jalisatun. So that is the end of exercise number 3, and inshallah we can end on this point here, and next time we can continue and complete this lesson, and then finally move onwards towards lesson number 7, inshallah. So for now we will end on this point here, and we say وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.